Hi folks, welcome back to the wholly irregular ECY Shedcast, this week's episode. And what have we got for you today? Well, I've had a much less manic week compared to the past 2 or 3 weeks, which is great. It's been nice to have a little bit of a breather, a bit of headspace to think about things and plan things and all that kind of thing, experiment with new colourways and things like that. So it's been great. It's very suddenly turned to autumn, like literally overnight. So yeah, back in the thicker knitwear, and feeling inspired by the autumn leaves and all that kind of thing. I'm very much a fan of the warm weather, it has to be said, but it was quite weird. Like, it's October and it was roasting. So I did enjoy it, but it was quite weird. Anyway, it's freezing again now, so all is well with the world. Of course, that means cozy fires and knitting and crochet in the evenings and all that kind of thing, which is rather lovely, isn't it? And hot chocolate and all the different loose leaf teas and things like that. So yeah, that's all good stuff. So anyway, this week, what was I can't even remember. So I think last week we done the Titus fingering way. Was it? I'm not sure if it was on the website yet. In fact, no, it wasn't, was it? I think I photographed it on Monday and Tuesday during the warm weather. So Titus fingering is on the website now. All the individual colours plus loads of yarn packs that I photographed as well. Yeah, that's right. I spent Monday and Tuesday photographing yarn basically whilst it was still nice and warm. Plus it was cloudy and dry, so it was perfect. And it was nice to have a bit of time to do the photography and not have to rush it and stuff like that. So that was good. So yeah, Titus fingering, which I think I showed you on the past 2 Shedcasts, is now on the website. I also did a top-up of Keld Aran in darker colours, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned last time. I think I had it on the desk in the office with me, didn't I? So that's on the website now as well. Some colours have sold out, but there are some colours left. And that was, just kind of inspired by the seasons. And like I say, turning to autumn now. So Keld Aran, that's the merino linen. Talking of which, I have my latest project with me to show you, which is partly what inspired me to do some more Keld Aran as well, to be honest. So I thought I would show it you because I've started seaming. This is the Beyond cardigan by Hannah Goff. And, oh, can you see that? Oh, there we go. So this is the back, which you can just about see there. And then I have done the fronts as well. Hopefully you can see that. So I've seamed up the shoulders like so. I'll show you the inside because it looks quite different. That's the inside of the seam, and that's mattress stitch. So I've done those, and I've done one side seam also in mattress stitch. Tried to line up the rows as much as possible, and I can show you the inside of that. There you go. To be honest, I did kind of wonder if, I did wonder if the inside, if this side of the seam would actually look like a nice ridge down here. But I tried it, and to be honest, it didn't. It just looked a mess. and that looked much neater. So I've got the second side seam to do, hopefully tonight. That's this evening's job, because I'm not at the gym or anything this evening, so that'd be a lovely nice thing to do. And then I've just got to add sleeves, and then there's a border that goes all the way around the front, which I'm looking forward to making, and I think it's in a similar pattern to this, which was really nice and easy to do. So I think the front border will be really nice. It's a really, really long time since I've made a border around a cardigan, because I don't often make cardigans like this, and I've definitely not crocheted one. I've knitted them, and as I'm sure you know, when you're knitting around a border like this, it can become a bit what's a polite way of saying it? I'm not sure there is one. Tedious. Because you've got so many stitches on the needle and you're so close to finishing, and yet it seems to go so slowly. But I think that crocheting a border around is going to flow really nicely, and I think it will go nice and quickly and be quite an enjoyable process. And I don't know yet actually if I want to add buttons again, because I don't normally make cardigans. I haven't put any buttons on anything in literally years, so I think my best bet is to go and raid my button stash and see if anything takes my fancy, because I think if I make this without buttonholes, I might kind of find myself wishing that I could secure it closed, I think. So I thought it might make a nice change actually to do a cardigan with buttons and a proper button band, but we'll see. So yeah, and this is in Keldar, and I've probably already said that, in colourway large, because I really love green, and I've got things made in like woodland and coppice, which are the more browny earthy greens, but I didn't have anything in this kind of more medium toned green and the slightly cooler shade of green, so I thought that would make a really nice change for me as well. And I'm sure I've said it before, but the pattern is really easy. It flows really nicely because it's in Aran. It's quite quick. I really enjoyed making this, so I really do recommend it. I think it'll get a lot of wear as well, because I can see myself wearing it either over other things when it's really cold, or kind of on its own over summer, because I am cold enough to need something like that in summer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing it and trying it. So yeah, that's my main work in progress right now. My Kismet is still waiting for sleeves. It will be at least until I finish this. I want to just get this finished, and then get my Kismet finished, and then I can think about other things. I don't really like to have a lot of projects on the go at once. Generally sort of 2 is enough. Maybe like 1 knitting, 1 crochet, or like 1 complicated, 1 very easy. That's as many as I really like. Otherwise I find it all a bit cluttered. And I like to get things finished. So that's where I'm up to. Back to the dye shed. What else have we been doing this week? Well, Claire has been making colour pops, Milburn DK colour pops this week, which is really helpful. They're the little lollipop sticks with bits of Milburn DK on each one, and we sell them as sets of 20 so that you can see all 20 colours together, which is really helpful for like project planning and stuff like that. So I have to admit that they are what's called loss leaders, which means that we make a loss on them, basically, which is, I have to be honest, it's unavoidable with those, because they're not something that we can charge a lot of money for, I don't think, but they're very, very laborious to make and very time consuming. So it's definitely something that costs me money rather than makes me money. But I just think that they're a good thing to have. And well, I say maybe it doesn't make me money. They themselves don't make me money, but I guess if they're helping to sell Milburn 4-ply and DK, then indirectly, hopefully, they're helping me to make some money, which is why I do them. So yeah, Claire's been busy doing that. Dyeing updates. So the next update is Curled Twist. That is all dyed now and ready for twisting and labelling. So that's next on the list. And then after that is Titus 4-ply, which I'm currently dyeing and have nearly finished. Hoping to get that finished and the final batches rinsed this afternoon before I finish. So that'll be great timing. That'll be ready to start being twisted and labelled as soon as the Curled Twist is done. So it's going to be a big Titus 4-ply update this time. And then following that, another big update, Hayton 4-ply, which I haven't started yet. See, that's really long overdue. So that's going to be quite a nice big update. I'm working on new colourways on both, which I haven't done for a while. There is a specific reason, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And then the next update after that is Pendle Chunky, which I'm really looking forward to doing. And I've got other things lined up after that as well, but I'll tell you about them near the time. So going back to the thing with the new colourways, basically, I know it's probably not like really obvious, but I've actually spent the whole of this year like reviewing all of my colourways. So like some of them I've consolidated, some I've got rid of, but not many, just a few I've got rid of. I've updated a lot of them for 2023, and kind of like wanted to breathe new life into some of them, tweaked the recipes, updated the recipes. It's been a huge job because there are over 200 regular colourways on our menu at the moment. So it has literally taken all year. And because I've had I had quite a lot of time off, unable to dye with my recent injuries, and got waylaid with things like shows and stuff like that. So I'm only just at the point now where they're pretty much all done and like all reviewed, which means that I can now move on back to coming up with new colourways and looking at things where I tried it once, wrote it down, and then didn't go back to it. So I'm like revisiting, scribble notes and things like that to see why I wrote it down. Must be a reason, and things like that. So that's really fun. That's like the most fun bit of my job, I think. And that is going to be ongoing. So yeah, look out for new colourways, as well as obviously all the kind of classics and variegated and stuff like that I usually do. But there will be new ones coming as well. Yay! Actually, I say that there will be the element of trying to think of names for some of them. It's like sometimes the names just like jump out at me or are really obvious, or sometimes the colourways are inspired by things, so that's easy to name them. And then other things I'm kind of like, I play with the colours and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really nice, and it might evoke something, but chances are I've already got a name really similar to that, or yeah. So naming is usually the tricky bit with new colourways. So don't be surprised if you see some names coming up that may be similar to stuff we've already got, or a bit out there maybe. But yeah, so that's exciting. So, like I say, lots going on. What else has happened this week? I think I mentioned this last week, but I've been promoting Milburn 4-ply and Crocosmia quite a bit this week. And I've taken some like pretty new photos of it with other colours, put together lots more yarn packs with it in, because Crocosmia is our lowest selling Milburn. And if it continues to be, I will have to really consider whether I can carry on restocking it, because obviously I need to be spending my money on things that are a bit more likely to sell. So I really love Crocosmia. It's a lovely burnt orange. And of course it's perfect for this time of year, isn't it? So I've been busy promoting that because I don't want to discontinue it. It's just that it's at risk. So there's that. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes, I'll tell you what. We have been reviewing our pricing this week. So some of the yarn prices have dropped, and I was talking about loss leaders earlier. They're not loss leaders now, but I've decided for the time being, whilst the economy is pretty rotten, that maybe we could take a hit on the pricing of some of the yarns, and hope that we sell enough of the others to subsidise that. That's the plan. So we're going to see how that goes. So you'll find that Brimham 4-ply and DK have dropped in price quite a bit, to make them a lot more affordable, hopefully, or relatively. And Oak with 4-ply and DK have also dropped quite a lot. There might be a couple of others. I think I might have said Brimham Bio and Brimham High Twist maybe dropped a little bit as well. But certainly Brimham 4-ply and DK and Oak with 4-ply and DK have come down in price. So what I'm hoping is that makes them more affordable, so that people can still get our colours and our quality. But if they can't afford the higher price yarns, it means they can still access the lower price yarns. Like I say, it's risky, but kind of all business decisions are a risk, really. You've just got to kind of say, well, let's try it and see how it goes. We can always reverse the decision if we need to. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm quite excited about it, to be honest. And I kind of, when I've been at shows this year and I've looked around, it's quite noticeable to me that most other yarn dyers are kind of like only selling, for example, sock yarn, or only selling 4-ply at the moment. And I don't know if that's a recent thing or if I'm just noticing it more now, but I kind of wonder if there's an economic reason for that, because sock yarn is generally the cheapest to buy. You can still dye nice colours on it, and of course it's very saleable because it's so versatile. So I don't really know where I'm going with that thought, but yeah, kind of just making some changes, and I hope it helps. I hope it helps everybody. I hope it helps customers, and I hope it helps us. And if it helps us get through the kind of economic downturn that we're seeing at the moment, then great, fantastic. If it doesn't help, then like I say, we can always review it again. Nothing's set in stone, is it? So yeah, that's exciting. That's really cool. Well, that change has been implemented today. It does also affect the wholesale price of those yarns, which I think Laura's probably working on as I speak. What else have we got? it's probably worth reminding you that our died to order product listings are still in progress too. So look out for new ones of those appearing on the website. Each one is a big job to create, so it's taken quite a while to get them all up. But yeah, if you have a look around the website, you'll start seeing listings for died to order, and you can choose from the drop down box which colour you would like, and you can choose how many you would like of each colour. So if you haven't seen it yet, do have a little investigate. And the ones that we have listed, people have already started using, which is really, really cool. I'm glad it's useful. So I think that is all for this week. I am still struggling a lot with my foot and ankle. I've got an appointment next week to get the ball rolling with getting help with that. So that's a positive step forwards. It's very frustrating and it is painful, but here we are. So yeah, if I can, like I say, if I can get the ball rolling with that and start seeing some improvement, then I'd be very happy with that. I think that might actually be everything, and I think that's plenty for 20 minutes. So on that note, I'm going to go and rinse those batches of Titus 4-ply that I mentioned, get those drying over the weekend, and yeah, that's about it. And I shall jump on social media and my laptop and get this video uploading, get it on YouTube, just in time for the weekend. So I will leave you with all that. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you next week. Bye.